Eleanor Thompson always knew she was different. At 28, the young astronomer from the National Observatory in New York City spent her nights studying the stars, but something beyond science called to her. Her dreams were filled with visions of ancient civilizations and melodies that seemed to come from the cosmos itself. Her rare blood type, AB negative, had always been a source of curiosity among doctors, but she never imagined it held a much greater secret. On that full moon night, as she adjusted the main telescope at the observatory, Eleanor felt a strange vibration in the air. The stars seemed to pulse unusually, especially Sirius, which shone with an intensity she had never seen before. "Are you feeling that too?" asked Dr. Richard Johnson, her mentor and the observatory's director, a type B positive, as he approached with his eyes fixed on the sky. "It's like the stars are trying to tell us something," Eleanor finished, feeling a tingling in her fingertips. The sky over New York City, usually marred by light pollution, was unusually clear. From the observatory dome's window, the entire city could be seen bathed in an otherworldly silver glow. The Statue of Liberty, illuminated in the distance, seemed to emanate its own aura. "Eleanor, I need to tell you something," Richard said, his voice trembling slightly. "It's no coincidence you're here today. For years I've been observing your gifts, your special connection to the cosmos, your blood. He carries an ancient legacy." Before she could continue, a beam of intense light cut through the sky, striking the observatory. Eleanor felt her entire body vibrate in resonance with an unknown frequency. Images began to flow through her mind: submerged pyramids, lost civilizations, and a crystalline melody that seemed to come from the stars themselves. "What is happening to me?" she asked, her hands trembling as ancient symbols appeared in her mind with startling clarity. "It has begun," Richard replied, his eyes glowing with ancestral knowledge, "the awakening of the Blood Guardians. Eleanor, you are a cosmic alchemist, one of the last of your lineage. Your AB negative blood is the key to knowledge that has been guarded for millennia." At that moment, the door to the observatory opened, revealing Marissa Anderson, the young O negative janitor, who always seemed to possess wisdom beyond her years. "The time has finally come," she said, her voice carrying an unexpected authority. "The portals are opening, and we must prepare." Eleanor looked at her hands, which now emitted a soft, bluish glow. Memories of past lives began to awaken in her consciousness. She saw herself in ancient temples, manipulating cosmic energies, connecting different dimensions. "But why now?" Eleanor asked, trying to process the avalanche of information and sensations. "The prophecy speaks of an alignment," Marissa explained, stepping closer. "When Sirius, the mother star of Type B, aligns perfectly with the Pleiades, a window opens. The various blood types, each with their own stellar heritage, must unite to prevent the barriers between dimensions from completely collapsing." Richard walked over to an old bookshelf and pulled out a leather-bound volume, its pages yellowed with time. "This grimoire has been passed down through generations of blood guardians. It contains the secrets of the blood types and their connection to the stars. Eleanor, you are not alone. Across the city, others like us are awakening at this very moment." As if to confirm his words, lights began to appear in different parts of the city. From the observatory's height, it was possible to see small luminous dots emerging in various neighborhoods, like earthly stars answering the call of the sky. "And now?" Eleanor asked, feeling the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. "Now," Marissa replied, "we need to find the others. Each blood type has a crucial role in what's to come. Type O, like me, carries the memory of ancient civilizations. Type A are the navigators between worlds. Type B, like Richard, are the stellar messengers. And you, Eleanor, as AB negative, are the bridge between all of us." A gentle tremor shook the building, and through the window, they saw northern lights forming over New York City, a phenomenon impossible at that latitude. The sky was transforming into a canvas where cosmic energies danced in surreal colors. "The veil between worlds is growing thinner," Richard warned. "We must act quickly. Eleanor, you need to learn to control your gifts. Each blood type has its own mystical practices, its own ways of channeling cosmic energy." Eleanor closed her eyes, feeling the energy flow through her body. In her mind, ancient symbols danced, forming patterns that began to make sense. It was as if dormant knowledge was awakening in every cell of her being. "I can feel it," she murmured. "I can feel all of them. The others like us, scattered across the city. They're confused, scared, also experiencing their awakening." "Yes," Marissa confirmed, "and it's our mission to find them and guide them. The fate of Earth and countless other dimensions depends on what we do in the coming weeks." As the trio watched the transformed city under the mystical sky, Eleanor felt a certainty growing in her heart. Her life as an astronomer had been nothing but preparation for this moment. The true study of the heavens was just beginning, and it went far beyond what conventional science could explain. "Where do we start?" she asked, her voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions. Richard opened the grimoire to a specific page, revealing a complex astral map overlaid on the map of New York City. "First, we need to find the Circle of 12, a representative of each major blood type combination. Together they form an energetic key that can stabilize the dimensional portals." "And then?" Eleanor pressed. Marissa smiled, her eyes reflecting the supernatural glow of the sky. "Then, my dear, we begin the real work, awakening humanity to its cosmic potential, one blood type at a time." The morning after the celestial phenomenon, New York City woke up different. While most people went about their normal routines, a select group of individuals felt an inexplicable restlessness. In his apartment in Miami Beach, Gabriel Wilson, a Type A positive history professor, woke up with Norse symbols dancing in his mind. "What a strange dream," he murmured to himself as he looked at his hands, which seemed to emit a subtle golden glow. The night before, he had dreamed of Viking merchants sailing not only across seas, but among the stars, establishing cosmic trade routes. Across the city in Central Park, Isabella Martinez, a Type B negative healer, meditated in her private garden filled with medicinal herbs. Her eyes, normally brown, now had a bluish shimmer reminiscent of Sirius. She could feel a growing connection to knowledge that transcended traditional medicine. Eleanor, still at the observatory after a sleepless night, was studying the grimoire with Richard and Marissa. The ancient pages revealed a complex web of connections between blood types and their stellar origins. "Here," Eleanor pointed to a specific page. "It talks about the city's power nodes. They are points where earthly and cosmic energies converge. The Empire State Building, Rockefeller Center, Times Square. And it's no coincidence that the 12 chosen ones are located near these points," Marissa added. "Their blood resonates with these ancestral energies." Richard, who had spent the night analyzing stellar patterns on his computer, urgently called them over. "Look at this. The satellites detected magnetic anomalies throughout the city. They are forming a pattern that exactly matches the points marked in the grimoire." At that moment, Eleanor's phone vibrated. It was a message from an unknown number. "I'm also seeing the colors in the sky. I need help. I'm at Times Square." "It's one of us," Eleanor instantly sensed. "We need to go there." On the way to Times Square, passing by the Santa Monica shoreline, the trio noticed that the city seemed to vibrate at a different frequency. For the awakened eyes, it was possible to see subtle lines of energy connecting the power nodes, forming a perfect geometric grid over New York City. Upon arriving at Times Square, they found a young woman sitting alone, staring intently at the sea. Lauren Davis, a dancer Type AB positive, was trembling slightly as small sparks of energy danced around her. "It's okay," Eleanor approached, feeling an immediate connection with the young woman. "We know what's happening to you." "The dreams, the visions," Lauren began, her words fragmented. "I see people dancing in ancient temples, but they're not normal dances. These are movements that channel energy, that open portals." "You are an earth alchemist," Marissa explained softly. "Your blood carries the ability to transform energy through movement. The ancients called this the cosmic dance." As they spoke, more people began to arrive at the location, as if drawn by an invisible force. Gabriel, the history professor, came walking along the beach. Isabella arrived shortly after, bringing with her a scent of herbs and an aura of ancient wisdom. "This is how it should be," Richard observed. "The Circle of 12 is forming naturally. Each blood type finding its place in the grand cosmic design." Eleanor felt her blood vibrate in resonance with the newcomers. Each one carried a unique frequency, a specific note in a universal symphony that was beginning to take shape. Through her heightened sensitivity, she could see the auric colors of each blood type: the gold of type A, the crystalline blue of type B, the deep green of type O, and the multidimensional violet of type AB. "But some are still missing," she counted mentally. "We need 12 to complete the circle." As if responding to her thought, a new group approached from the beach. Among them was Julia Carter, a type O-positive doctor who had spent the night on duty at the hospital, witnessing inexplicable events. Patients who began to manifest spontaneous healing abilities, others who spoke ancient languages in their sleep. "The hospitals are in chaos," Julia reported to the group. "It's as if people's DNA is awakening dormant memories, especially those with rare blood types." Marissa opened the grimoire to a new page, revealing a complex diagram. "This is expected. The awakening doesn't just affect the 12 chosen ones. Every person with special blood will feel the change in some way. But we, the 12, have the responsibility to guide this process." The sun began to rise on the horizon, painting the sky with surreal colors that seemed to dance with the auras of those present. In the water, dolphins approached the shore as if they could sense the energy emanating from the group. "We need to start the training," Richard announced. "Each blood type has its own practices, its own ways of channeling cosmic energy. And we need to learn quickly. The dimensional portals keep opening, and without our intervention, the fabric of reality could tear apart." Eleanor looked at the gathered group, feeling the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. They were ordinary people, each with their own lives, fears, and dreams, now united by a destiny greater than themselves. "It's no coincidence that we're in the United States," Marissa commented, as if reading her thoughts. "This land is a natural portal, a convergence point of ancient energies. The Native Americans have always known this. Now it is up to us to awaken this dormant potential." The group naturally formed a circle in the sand, and even without instructions, each one found their correct position, guided by their own blood resonance. When the last person took their place, a wave of energy swept through the circle, and, for a moment, everyone could see beyond the veil of ordinary reality. "This is just the beginning," Eleanor whispered, her voice carrying an ancestral knowledge that was beginning to awaken. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, in the heart of New York City, held more secrets than its art exhibitions revealed. In its private library, Eleanor and Gabriel spent hours deciphering ancient texts that Richard had gained access to through his academic contacts. "It's fascinating," Gabriel remarked, his type A positive eyes glowing with their characteristic golden hue as he flipped through a manuscript. "There are references to our blood types in almost every ancient culture. The Norse called type E world travelers. The Egyptians referred to type O as children of Osiris." Eleanor, absorbed in her own research, felt her AB negative connection manifesting more and more. The symbols in the book seemed to leap off the pages, transforming into three-dimensional visions that floated before her eyes. "Gabriel, look at this," she called, pointing to a specific page. "There are records of an event similar to what we're experiencing. It happened exactly 5,125 years ago, when Sirius and the Pleiades also aligned." Before Gabriel could respond, Isabella burst through the library door, her serious blue eyes more intense than ever. "You need to see this. Marissa is having a vision." In the inner courtyard of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Marissa was seated in a lotus position, hovering a few inches above the ground. Her O-negative blood type was manifesting in full power, and around her, holographic. Images of Atlantis and Lemuria formed in the air. "The portals. They have been opened before," Marissa spoke in a voice that didn't entirely seem her own. "Our ancestors. They came from the stars. Each blood type, a different lineage, a different mission." Lauren, who was present, began to dance instinctively, her AB positive movements creating energy patterns that stabilized Marissa's visions. Gradually, other members of the Circle of 12 arrived, drawn by the energy emanating from the place. Look, Marissa continued, her words echoing with ancestral wisdom. Blood is just the beginning. It is the vehicle that carries cosmic memory, but the true power lies in the union of lineages. Through the visions, the group witnessed scenes from a distant past, advanced civilizations that used the energy of blood to create technologies beyond modern comprehension. They saw how each blood type developed specific abilities, adapted to their original missions. Julia, the O-positive doctor, was the first to notice something important. The energy patterns, they are identical to what I've been seeing in the blood tests of the patients who are awakening. Richard, who had just arrived, confirmed with a nod. The DNA is responding to the call of the stars. Each blood type carries specific codes that are being activated by the alignment. As the visions continued, Eleanor noticed something unsettling. Wait, there's something more. The last time the portals opened, something went wrong. Marissa, still in a trance, began to tremble. The images around her blurred, revealing scenes of chaos and destruction. The balance was broken. Some sought to use power for domination. The bloodlines split, the portals had to be sealed. Suddenly a supernatural wind swept through the courtyard, and the visions dissipated. Marissa collapsed into Isabella's arms, exhausted. The group fell, silent, processing the revelations. This cannot happen again, Eleanor stated firmly. We need to learn from the mistakes of the past. Gabriel, with his sharp historical sensitivity, grabbed his notebook and began frantically taking notes. There are patterns repeating, the same. Forces that caused the fall of ancient civilizations. They are still present today. But this time we have something different, Laura interjected, her body still moving in subtle patterns that harmonized the energy of the environment. We have awareness. We know what happened before. We can choose a different path. Isabella, while taking care of Marissa, shared her own perception. Type Bs like me. We've always felt this connection to Sirius. It's like a constant longing, a call. Now I understand why. It's not just memory, it's a purpose. The group spent the following hours sharing experiences, connecting dots, beginning to grasp the true scope of their mission. It wasn't just about preventing a catastrophe. It was about guiding humanity to its next evolutionary step. The grimoire mentions a ceremony, Eleanor recalled, flipping through the ancient pages. A ritual that can harmonize all bloodlines, but it must be performed at a specific time, when the portals are at the peak of their opening. What do we need to do? Asked Julia, her practical nature coming through. First, Richard replied, we need to find the last members of the circle. Then each one must fully awaken their gifts, and all of this before the next full moon. The sun was beginning to set, casting golden shadows through the stained glass of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. In the sky, even in broad daylight, it was possible to see Sirius shining with supernatural intensity. There's something more, Marissa said, finally recovered from her vision. In ancient civilizations, each blood type had a sacred place, a specific power node. Here in New York City, those places still exist. We need to rediscover them, reactivate them. Eleanor felt a shiver run down her spine. The puzzle was coming together, but there were still missing pieces, and time was running out.